Die Hard is a clever, action-packed thrill ride, full of surprises and excitement. For a Christmas movie, it has lots of Easter eggs. Even after 32 years, multiple viewings, and film analysis, there are still things overlooked and missed. Though it was the subject of my very first video on the channel, I overlooked these key pieces of trivia. And here they are, 5 more things about Die Hard. Number 5. No champagne for John. John McClane is an everyman. He's the opposite of Hans Gruber. John is not sophisticated nor refined. He's a barefoot American in a t-shirt carrying a pistol. Yippee-ki-yay. He's also not too impressed with the status of wealth, whether it's the opulent architecture of Nakatomi Plaza or Holly's Rolex. When given an opportunity to experience the lifestyle of the rich and powerful, like riding in Argyle's limo, he messes that up by sitting in the front. So you see, he is the type of character that does not want to act wealthy and pompous. That's more suited for someone like Hans. The most we see John impressed is when he makes fists with his toes. This is a man who has simple tastes. But there is another subtle example where John refuses to pretend and blend in with the executive team of the Nakatomi Corporation. It comes where he gives back his glass of champagne. The bubbly drink of the elite is not for someone like McClane. He's more of a Seagram's guy anyway. Number 4. The Circle Driveway. One thing easily overlooked is the importance and the reappearance of the circular driveway, welcoming its visitors to Nakatomi Plaza. It's where the film transitions from one act to the next. Argyle takes the circle when he drops off John. Carl and Theo use it when they pay the lobby guard a visit. Sergeant Powell takes the driveway like Stevie Wonder before he is incentivized to get out and get help, and marks the midpoint in the film. Finally, Argyle returns to the circle to pick up John and Holly. By coincidence, we find Carl and Sergeant Powell there too. Everyone who used the circle is there at one time. Everyone but Theo, he's passed out in his ambulance. Number 3. Holding the cigarette, Euro style. In my first video, I theorized that McClane figured Bill Clay, played by Hans Gruber, was Hans Gruber by the way he held his cigarette between his thumb and forefinger, rather than the typical American etiquette between the index and middle fingers. Seriously, who makes up these rules anyway? McClane mentions the villain's preferences for European brands as one clue of many, distinguishing them from the others in the party. But as important as cigarettes are in the story, we only get one other close-up of Hans's group smoking. That's where Fritz finishes off one before he, Carl, and Franco confront McClane on the rooftop. It's a first signal to the audience that goes unnoticed, more like a camouflaged Easter egg. The only other time we see another in the background bother to take time out for a smoke break was Christoph, seen casually puffing away near the vault. He's French, and yes, smokes the American style, so there may be holes in this directorial theory. However, Christoph is known as the 13th and often forgotten member of Hans's organization. He's left off the film posters, so he may not even count. Number 2. Humming Christmas music. It's Christmas time, and we may expect a few characters hum a few bars of their favorite holiday song in a movie where people get killed very, very badly. It's an inside joke starting early, with Argyle's taste in Christmas music. It's then followed by other characters who subtly give their subjective opinions of what qualifies as Christmas music. John whistles Jingle Bells in the elevator lobby. Sergeant Powell hums Let It Snow in the mini-mart, and sings more out in the driveway in front of the lobby before his song crashes. Why is this a joke? Because John asks in the limo, "Do you have any Christmas music?" It's not a rhetorical question, as McClane and Powell give their answers and foreshadow it will be them who will bring balance and normality to the world. Or another way of putting it, Argyle's taste of holiday music was the first sign that things will be off, because crashing a Christmas party taking hostages just to crack into a vault isn't normal. Before we get to number 1, like, share, or subscribe if you enjoy this video and want to see more content like this one. Number 1, what happened to the musicians? We should remember it's more than the high-dollar executive staff and their secretaries taken hostage. There's the servers, caterers, and the musicians. All they wanted was a little extra spending money for presents. But after everyone is rounded up, the musicians seem to disappear, and I'm not the only one who's asking questions. The 4 are curiously obscured on the balcony, deliberately unrecognizable from a distance. But from carefully examining the group and how they're dressed, given the white bow tie this gentleman is wearing, I'm guessing he is one of the quartet, reassuring another. The gentleman is seen multiple times, including on the rooftop. If so, it's good to know he and the other purveyors of classic music survived. The fate of their instruments are unknown. Time for bonus trivia. Remember when Big Johnson shared his prediction his rescue plan would cost the lives of 25% of the hostages? Little Johnson replied, "I can live with that." That quip was said much earlier in the film when Argyle gave his prediction how McLean's reunion would go with Holly. John replies, "I can live with that," and we all know how Argyle's plan worked out. That was another foreshadow from John and Argyle, and a foreboding Easter egg from the Johnsons, no relation. Let me know in the comments below, what other Easter eggs did you find in Die Hard? And let me wish all of you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. This is Mr. G from Synergy saying, everything a growing boy needs is inside a Twinkie. Check out other videos on my channel. Thanks for watching.